Hello friends. You probably think you know about life, well, if not everything, then very much. We all live in almost the same way: wake up, have breakfast or do not have breakfast, hurry to work or study, and in our free time we rest, go to the cinema and meet with friends. However, have you ever thought that our average rituals seem wild and even incredible to some people? The thing is that on our planet there are places where people live in a special way, not like we used to. Look further to find out where people live in the most incredible way. Let's start. Santa Cruz del Islote. If you think that the most populous island looks like Japan, then you are mistaken. In fact, according to unofficial data, this is a piece of land off the coast of Colombia. Its name is Santa Cruz del Islote, and a total of about 1,200 people live here. At first glance, this is not very much, but what if we tell you that the area of the island is equal to the area of a very large football field? Imagine, just 1 hectare fits such a huge number of people, and another 90 houses, a restaurant, a school and even 2 stores. The living conditions here are, let's say, interesting. There is no sewage, water is delivered by the fleet 3 times a week, and electricity is generally available only 5 hours a day in the evening. Interestingly, there is no crime at all on the island, almost never the door to the house is closed, and all residents know each other by sight. Despite the seeming inconvenience, the islanders are very pleased with their peaceful life, and no one will ever leave their island on their own. Tristan da Cunha. The island, which will be discussed now, cannot boast of such an incredible dense population, but this does not make it less unusual. Tristan da Cunha is located in the southern Atlantic Ocean. To get here, you have to make a path in 2,800 kilometers from the nearest continent, Africa. The island's population is only 270 people, and the fact that such a small number of people actually live in complete isolation from the rest of the world is not the most surprising. According to some information, all the inhabitants of the island are descendants of 8 men and 7 women who moved to the island. It turns out that all 270 people are relatives. Imagine, the settlement of new people on the island was extremely rare. This happened when local people got married to settlers from the UK. Life on the island is amazing. Locals are constantly struggling with bad weather, they are fishing and very recently attended to installing street lighting. The wind is sometimes so strong here that it raises small animals and even cattle. Phuktal. This monastery, located in northern India, was founded at the beginning of the 12th century. It has a unique architecture and is one of the most mysterious places on our planet. The inspiration for its creation, apparently served as a nest of birds, arranged directly in the rocks. How else to explain such an unusual arrangement of buildings? Prayer halls, a library, a kitchen and living rooms are built right on the steep cliffs at the mouth of the cave. This is truly a cult place, and in combination the spiritual shrine is a must-see place in the event of a visit to India. In total, 70 monks live in the monastery. They deliberately refuse the benefits of modern civilization in order to surround themselves with primeval nature and learn the secret teachings of the Buddha. The building is located at an altitude of about 3,800 meters. And although it is open to tourists, the monks live very lonely and isolated, trying not to show too much and not revealing their secrets. Pitcairn. If you are planning a trip to some remote, unusual place, pay attention to the island of Pitcairn, located in the South Pacific. This is a tiny piece of land. To reach it, it is necessary to overcome a distance of 3,300 kilometers from New Zealand. Back in the 1930s, about 200 people lived here. Today, the population is only 49 people. The fact is that there is practically nothing to do on the island. The life of local people is 80% dependent on tourists. Such an acute economic situation forced the island's authorities to take extreme measures. Beginning in 2014, every person who decided to come to the island and stay alive, is given free land to build a house. The authorities promise to provide new residents with education and health care. The prospect is tempting, but we still do not advise you to go there. All the same, so there are very few people who worked, and public institutions, such as a shop and a medical center, work only 3 times a week. Larincanada. The last place in our today's list is occupied by the city in Peru, which is perhaps the most inhospitable place on the planet. Larincanada has a very unfavorable ecological condition. Here the system of sewage is poorly developed, The soil is contaminated with mercury, and year-round temperature does not exceed 0 degrees. It is simply amazing that under such conditions the population of the city has grown by 235% over the last decade and amounts to about 50,000. What is the reason, you ask? Of course, in the money. The fact is that in this place there are very rich reserves of gold ore. Even the hardest, hellish working conditions do not confuse people, because the first month they work for free, and then they can take with them as much ore as they can carry. Would you like to live in any of these places? Be sure to write in the comments where you would like to go. That's all for today, friends. See you later.